Welcome everyone. We're discussing this chapter relation and function, and we already completed up to some special functions. So today we will talk about there's some problems from this domain and range of a function and operation on a real function. So here's the problems. But before that, let's talk about some definitions, that is what is real function and what is real valued function. Okay, so first is here this continuous variable. Now what is a continuous variable? Is a variable whose value obtained by measuring, right? As if x, I'm taking the value of x is in r, so that means I'm taking the continuous values in r, that is 1, then the numbers, the real numbers in between 1 and 2, then real numbers between 2 and 3, then 3. So I'm taking the values of this x, continuously I'm taking the value. Now a discrete value means, just for an example, we are taking the value of x. Suppose y is equals to fx is a function is given, and given that this x I'm taking just only set of integers. So what I'm doing, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So in between the real number between 1 and 2, the real numbers between 1 and 2, I'm not taking this numbers in between 1 and 2. I'm taking this 1, then 2, and like that. So this is called discrete variable. Now absolute constant and arbitrary constant. Now this arbitrary constant is very, very important for your next chapters. Now what is absolute constant? Absolute constant means this numbers, if I choose 10, 11, 12, 9, 100, 200, 300, like any number is given as in constant, like y plus 50 is equals to 0. Here this is, we call this is a absolute constant. But if we write y plus a is equals to 0, and we will choose this a from the set of real number, that time we will call this a is a arbitrary constant. So what is this arbitrary constant? An undetermined constant in a differential equation having the same value during all changes in the values of variable. Suppose you can write dy dx plus ay is equals to 0. This is also equation of this differential equation. This is also called differential equation, dy dx plus ay equals to 0. Now here this a will call this arbitrary constant. Now this real valued function and this real function. Now what is real valued function? Definitely a function, if we're defining, we will define the domain set also and the range set also. So if is defining from set A to B is called real valued function if B is a subset of the set of real number. B is a subset of R. B is a subset of R. Maybe is equals to R, or it will be a subset of R. Okay, so that time we will call it's a real valued function. And if A and B both are the subset of R, that time we will call it's a real function. We generally here we will talk about only the real function. Okay, we don't have any complex function. Here we will only talk about this real function. So next, let's talk about the intervals. Firstly, closed interval. What is closed interval? 0, 1. This type of interval we will call closed, where the end points are included, and between 0 to 1 all the real numbers we will take. So here is the definition. Let a and b to given real numbers such that a less than b, 0 less than 1. Then the set of all real numbers such that a less than equals to x less than equals to b is called a closed interval and denoted by third bracket of a comma b. So all the real numbers x we will take in between a to b, including a and b. This is called closed interval. So moving to the next definition, that is open interval. Now this 0, 1, if we write this 0, 1 like within a first bracket. So this type of interval we will call open interval. Now what is the difference between open and closed interval? Same type of definition. Now just go through this definition. If a and b two real numbers such that a less than b, then the set of all real numbers x satisfying a less than x less than b is called open interval and denoted by this first bracket of a comma b. Now only one difference is there, just this ending point. Here in this closed interval we will include the endpoints, and for the open interval we will not take this endpoints, that is 0 and 1. Here we will use just less than sign, and here we will use this less than equal to sign. Okay. Now semi-open or semi-closed. Semi-open or semi-closed means if a and b are two real numbers such that a less than b, then the set a open, b close, means b is included but a is not included in this interval, or a is included, b is not included. So this type of interval we will call, this is semi-open or semi-closed interval. Okay. So let's solve some problems from range and domain of a function, definitely a real function. So here is some problems. So this question I was chosen from this exercise 2D of S&A. This is I think 4 marks questions. The long questions are there, 4 marks questions. Okay, so the function is given, you need to find its domain. The function is given 1 upon x. Now we need to find the values for x such a way the function is a real valued function or a real function. Okay, so we need to find the value of x. Clear? Now if we choose this x belongs to R, is it satisfying this equation, or the function is real valued for every x belongs to R? For 1, 2, in between 1 and 2, for all the values it will satisfy, but for x equals to 0, look at this function f(x) is equals to 1 upon x. So for x equals to 0, the function is undefined. So except this point 0, all over the set of real number, the function is defining. Okay, so the domain of this function we can write like that, that is f(x). f(x) is a real valued function. So for all the real numbers except x equals to 0, the function is defining. So the domain is defining as R minus this element 0. Clear? Next one, root over x square minus 7x plus 10. This is the function. This is the real valued function. Now we need to check the values for x such a way it will be a real function. Now for defining a real function, this under root term, that is x square minus 7x plus 10, should be greater than equal to 0. Otherwise it will be a complex number, since root over negative number will come. So we need to take this under root terms will be always positive or equal to 0. Any of them, positive or equal to 0. So this will be greater than equal to 0. Now factorize this term. So it will be x square minus 5x minus 2x plus 10. So that will be x minus 5 into x minus 2. So that means these two factors, x minus 5 and x minus 2, greater than equal to 0. Now when this multiplication of these two factors greater than equal to 0, either they both greater than 0, greater than equal to 0, x minus 5 is also greater than equal to 0, x minus 2 is also greater than equal to 0. Or x minus 5 is less than equals to 0 and x minus 2 is less than equals to 0. This two condition can happen. Either both the factors are greater than 0 or both the factors are less than equals to 0. Both are negative or both are positive. Then their multiplication will always positive or equal to 0. So now check the first case. So x is greater than equal to 5 and here x is greater than equal to 2. That means what? If we combine these two conditions, x is greater than equal to 5 and x less than equals to 5 and x less than equals to 2. So x is less than equals to 2. So if we write down the conditions, so it will look like that: x is less than equals to 2 or it will be greater than equal to 5. So whatever we will talk about the domain, so domain we can write like that: x is belongs to definitely a set of real number where either x is less than equals to 2 or x is greater than equals to 5. So this is the domain of this function. Now moving to the next one, 1 upon sine x minus cos x. First of all, denominator will be non-zero. That is, sine x minus cos x is non-zero. And if this will be 0, then what is the value of this x? The value of x is n pi plus pi by 4. Sin x minus cos x is 0. So ultimately we will find tan x is 1 and the general value for tan x equals to 1, that is n pi plus pi by 4, where n is a set of integer. N belongs to the set of integer. So except these points, except this x, we can take all the values of x. Now what is the domain? Domain is the set of real number. Definitely x does not equals to n pi plus pi by 4. So in those values, the denominator will be 0. I'm just leaving these values and taking all the set of real numbers except this n pi plus pi by 4, where n is a set of, or n is a integer value. Clear? So this is the domain for the function. Moving to this next problem. X minus 2 by x square minus 3x plus 2. Same process, denominator should be non-zero. So firstly check this denominator. So x square minus 3x plus 2 is non-zero. So except those points where this denominator is 0, we will take all the values. So if x square minus 3x plus 2 is 0, that means what? X is equals to 2 or x equals to 1. At these 2 points, if we factorize this, we will find x minus 2 and x minus 1. So except these 2 points, all over the real number or all over the set of real number, the function is defining. So the domain is R minus these 2 points, 1 and 2. So just where we can't define the function, can't define this real function, so except these values, all over the set of real number, the function is defining, and which is the domain for the function. Now the next one. Next one is given 1 upon root over x minus 2x plus 6. Now first of all, they are non-zero. Since denominator is 0, that means the function is undefined. So x is not equals to 2 and x is not equals to 6. The first condition. And the second condition is this two factors, x minus 2 and x plus 6, greater than 0. we will not use the equal sign, since if it is equal to 0, that means the denominator will be 0, and which is undefined. So again, two conditions will arise. Either x minus 2 greater than equal to 0 and x plus 6 greater than equals to 0. Or x minus 2 less than equals to 0, x plus 6 less than equals to 0. Clear? Now, if we just simplify these two conditions, we will find the range for x. Look at here, x minus 2, x plus 6 is greater than 0, and just simplify it. Either x is greater than 2 or x is less than minus 6. Not equal sign here, just remove this equal sign from here. We will not use this equal sign here. Okay, so then what will be the domain? X is greater than 2 and less than minus 6. So that means x is a set of real number such that x is greater than 2 or x is less than minus 6. This is your domain for the function. Moving to the next problem, x square by 1 plus x square. Now, look at this denominator, 1 plus x square. It will always non-zero for x belongs to R. For any real number, the denominator is non-zero. So we can easily write down that the set of this domain for the function is the set of real number. Since everywhere it is defining. Since x square is there, so this term will always non-zero for any real number. Only it will be 0 for a complex number, which the properties of the complex number you are learning right now in the classes. So here the domain is set of real number. So now let's find some range for the function. Now we just find the domain for the function, which is a set of real number. Now you need to find the range for x square by 1 plus x square. Now how to find the range? Range means the value of y such that the function is a real valued function. We need to find the values for y, where the function is defining and the function is a real function. Okay, so for that, we need to firstly represent this function y is equals to fx in the form of x is equals to f of y. That is, we need to represent the function in the form of y, where x is equal to the function of y we need to find. So firstly, write down this y is equal to x square by 1 plus x square and simplify it and find the value of x from here. That is root over y by 1 minus y. Clear? So since root is there, that means this value is greater than equal to 0. That means y by 1 minus y is greater than equal to 0. First condition, and the denominator will be non-zero. That is 1 minus y. That is 1, or directly you can write y is not equals to 1. So this term will greater than equal to 0 and y is not equals to 1. And this y by 1 minus y greater than equal to 0 means either y greater than equal to 0 and 1 minus y greater than equal to 0, or y less than equals to 0, 1 minus y less than equals to 0. Now just simplify them. You will find this for real value of x, y belongs to 0 to 1. Now look at here, this condition, we can't apply this condition, we will take only this condition. Since here y is less than equals to 0 and here you can find y is greater than equals to 1. This is the contradictory. So we will not take this one, only this case we will take. What is that? Is y belongs to in between 0 and 1. But look at here, if y is equals to 1, that means the denominator is 0. So from here, we just need to remove this 1, that is the equal sign. Okay. So if we write down this range, so it will be look like that. This range of the function f is equals to y such that y belongs to the set of real number where 0 less than equals to y less than 1. This is the range of the function. Next one is root over 1 minus x square. You need to find its range. First of all, write down this function as the form of x equals to f of y. So now what is x? X is root over 1 minus y square. Now look at it. 1 minus y square means 1 plus y. 1 minus y. Since root is there, that means it is greater than equal to 0. Here for real value of x, we can write these two factors are greater than equal to 0. That means either they are both are greater than equal to 0 or both are less than equal to 0. So that means we can write this y is belongs to minus 1 to 1. Right? Or we can say this minus 1 less than equals to y less than equals to 1. We can write down this value as mod of y less than equals to 1. Since you know the mod function, how to define the mod function and what is the mod function. So what is the range? Range of f is definitely y such that y belongs to the set of real number and mod of y is less than equal to 1. Clear? So moving to the next one. X by x square minus 5x plus 9. This is the function given. You need to find its range. First of all, you need to just represent the function as y is equal x is equal to f of y. So just simplify it. You will find a quadratic equation of x, and this is the quadratic equation. Now simply use the find this root of this function and simplify it. Now look at it. 5y plus 1 plus minus root over of some term by 2y. That means first of all denominator will learn 0. That is y is not equals to 0. First condition. And this under root for real value of x, this under root sign, that means this 5y plus 1 the whole square minus 36y square, this term will be greater than equal to 0. Okay, now if this term is greater than equal to 0 and we will just break this term, it will look like that. So now factorize this equation, that is 1 plus 10y minus 11y square. So it will look like that. 1 plus 11y into 1 minus y. Now since this is greater than equal to 0, either both the term greater than equal to 0 or both the term less than equal to 0. These two condition can happen. Just check this two condition. You will find this y belongs to minus 1 upon 11 to 1 and where y is non-zero. So what is the range? Definitely y is a real number and which is belongs to minus 1 upon 11 to 1 and it is non-zero. Okay, so this is the range of the function. So moving to the next question. Same procedure, definitely the function is given and it is given x is not equal to plus minus 1. If this x is plus minus 1, the function is undefined. So except these values, the function is defined everywhere. So your first work is take y is equal to this function and define the function as or represent the function as x is equal to f of y. So again you will find a quadratic equation of x and just find out this roots. Again look at here, y is non-zero and this term is greater than equal to 0. Okay, so for real value of x, you can easily write these two factors, 1 minus 2y and 9 minus 2y. This two term is greater than equal to 0. Either both are greater than equal to 0 or both are less than equals to 0. And just simplify this criteria, you will find this y is less than equals to half and y is greater than equals to 9 by 2 and y is not equal to 0. So the range of f is either y is less than half or y is greater than equal to 9 by 2 and y is non-zero. Just look at this and or. Don't confuse better net. Either it will be less than equal to half or it will be greater than equal to 9 upon 2 and most importantly is non-zero. So moving to the next problem. Y is equals to sin x plus cos x. Okay, so this value is given, you need to find its range. So same, firstly find x is equals to f of y. So y is equal to sin x plus cos x. Just multiply it by root 2 and divide the function sin x plus cos x by root 2. Now 1 upon root 2 means sin pi by 4 or cos pi by 4. So sin x sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. That means sin a plus b. So root 2 into sin x plus pi by 4. So this function I can write y upon root 2 is equals to what? Sin x plus pi by 4. So if we talk about the range and domain for the sine function, so x plus pi by 4 will take all the values from the set of real number, but this value is always belongs to where? Y upon root 2 is always belongs to minus 1 to 1, right? For the sine function, the value of the sine function is always belongs to minus 1 to 1. If we check the graph from there also you can say, and if we just go through the function definition of the function from there also you can say that. So y is belongs to where? Minus root 2 to root 2, right? So if we talk about the range of this function, so we can write this range is given y. Y is belongs to definitely r and y belongs to minus root 2 to root 2. I hope it is clear. So moving to the next question. You need to find the domain of this function. Y is equals to root over x plus 1 plus 4 minus x. So root is there, that means x plus 1 greater than equal to 0 and 4 minus x greater than equal to 0 for a real value function. Okay, so x is greater than equal to minus 1, first condition, and 4 is greater than equal to x, or you can say x is less than equal to 4. Clear? Both are greater than equal to 0. So we will find the domain of the function as x such that x is belongs to set of real number and most importantly from minus 1 to 4. This is the domain. Okay, so moving to the next one. Operation on a function. That means addition, subtraction, multiplication, then division of the function. So f and g, two functions are given. Fx is given root over x minus 2 and gx is given x plus 3. You need to check this operation. Firstly, find 1 upon f. 1 upon f is 1 upon root over x minus 2. 1 upon fx. Now your homework is to find the domain and the range of this function. domain of 1 upon f and range of 1 upon f. This is your homework. Okay. Now moving to the second one, 1 upon gx. G is what? X plus 3. So 1 upon x plus 3. Here also, same homework. Just find its domain and range of the function. F plus g. F is what? Root over x minus 2. Just simply add, how we will add these numbers. Just add this two function. X plus 3. Same homework. Find its domain and range. F into g. X plus 3. This is the function g. And root over x minus 2. Same homework, find its domain and range. F by g. Root over x minus 2 by x plus 3. Same homework, find the domain and range of g and this restrictions on x for defining this function f by g. From this domain and range, you will easily find the restrictions for x such a way you can define these functions f by g, f plus g, f into g. Okay. So this is your homework. So if any problem or any doubt is there, you're free to ask. Thank you.